Hey kids, this is Ivan. How you doing? Today it's time for an RPG video. Old school Ivan Mike 1968. When I was a kid, the games that we got taught us how to not only play the game, not only how to run the game as a game master, but they also taught us how to design our own scenarios and our own worlds, if that was the case. And this is something that I believe is missing in a lot of today's games. Now, I would love to take credit for this observation, but once again, my friend Anthony beat me to the punch and kind of, I'd observed this, but he kind of said it in a way that crystallized it a lot better for me. And, I started thinking about it more and more. It's like, you're absolutely right. There I was, 13 years old in 1981, got the basic set of Dungeons and Dragons at that time. And, for all of its faults, for all the faults of the games of the period, one of the things that they did was they taught you how to make your own dungeon. They taught you how to make your own scenario. They taught you how to make your own wilderness and what have you. They taught you how to make scenarios applicable to that game. And there's probably different reasons for this. Part of it was just that, if you believe the OGs that were back then, or there back then, a lot of times they were confused. Why would somebody want us to explain, how to make something up or whatever? Why wouldn't they want to make their own stuff up? Didn't occur to them that people wanted to do that. However, they discovered pretty quickly that they could make a tidy income by selling the modules to Prepared Adventures, and that seems to have sort of paved the way as time went on for games to have those as maybe being the bulk of what they're selling once they sell you the core rules, and if they sell you expansions or splat books or what have you. You can't blame them for a business model. If you sell somebody something one time and you can't sell them anything else, well, how big is this hobby really? It's big, but it's not as big as some other things. So I understand. However, it's funny because when I've played other games, very often I don't want to run or play the Prepared Adventures they have. I'd like to run the game, but I want to make my own stuff up. And it didn't occur to me that perhaps a lot of that is because I'm used to doing that. I want to do that, and I want to do that because I was taught how to do that at a young age. And I believe, we were talking about part of the danger or unforeseen consequence was that, for a lot of gamers, especially game masters, they, feel unable to make up their own scenarios, to make up their own thing. Maybe they won't be as good, or whatever kind of fear or hang up, or maybe it's just for lack of instruction. This is how you actually put these things together. I've looked in some other books, and maybe there might be, I won't name the game, but they might tell you how to do balanced encounters. But, it seems to be missing in terms of how to really set something up. There's other games that do a great job, and it doesn't have to be a lot. You look at games like Circle of Hands or Dark Age of Man, and those games are really, they show you how to make a scenario, and it's simple. And you don't have to, make up everything in the entire world or all that kind of stuff. And there's other games which will tell you, how to, make a more detailed setting. But not a lot of them. Even in the starter sets, the ones where you'd think, okay, that's close to getting a basic set, if you will. Although the basic back then will turn out to be like a legit game all by itself. However, that's a different story. You get a starter set, most of them, they'll come with an adventure. They'll tell you how to, some of them, the really good ones, will tell you how to be a game master. They'll tell you how to be a player. But they won't necessarily tell you how to design your own scenarios. They might tell you how to design an encounter, but not how to design a world, not how to design factions, all those kind of things. Something like, Apocalypse World, well, that's told you how. So it depends upon the game, but so many games out there, so many big games with huge budgets, they seem not to show people how to do that. And as a result, I tend to forget that, I've been doing this for a long time, I'm used to it, I want to do it, it's an exciting part for me. For a lot of people, it seems daunting. And it seems even more daunting because they really haven't been given the instruction of how to do it in the first place. Does that make sense? Have a good one, kids.